Yeah, it's Mother Pimp God. I'm gonna talk about this Kamala Harris plan for black men. It's like five tier plan for black men, and one of them was talking about legalizing weed. The other was talking about black men having these health problems and black men getting these loans to get houses and stuff like that. It was a lot of stuff that really don't mean anything for black men. We really need our reparations. And we really need the Democrats to stop bringing in all these illegal immigrants, taking jobs and practicing anti-black racism towards foundational black Americans. That's really what we need. We don't need to legalize no weed because I'm not a weed head. Just talking about, helping black men with health problems. That can help. But all the other stuff is just a bunch of nothing burger, just a bunch of BS. And I really think she's going to lose this election. I don't think she's going to win. And this little plan for black men just not gonna cut it. Man, she's not talking about giving black people our reparations, foundational black Americans our reparations, black people who can trace their lineage back all the way to the 1800s, even the 1700s. That's not an immigrant. 'Cause black people been here before the United States even became the United States. There was black people here in 1526. That's one of the first documentation of black people being here on United States soil. And, the United States didn't get its independence in 1776 from Britain. They already had slaves before we got our independence from Britain. So black people been here before the United States even became a country. So a lot of people can't say that. There was no such thing as a Mexican or any other these other immigrants. There was no such thing as none of them in those 1700s. That's over here now. So we built this country off free slave labor. Our slavery was big business. They were selling slaves for like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a pop. Just imagine how much of a whole 4 or 5 people, a family full of slaves cost. That's about $100,000 almost. That's a lot of money back then. They weren't selling slaves for no $20 or $30. They were selling slaves for thousands of dollars. And some of that money built some of the industries that we got now. They took that money, they flipped it and took it to do something else with it. So we need our reparations. And if Kamala Harris, this little BS plan for black men is not going to work. It's a big old slap in the face talking about legalizing weed. All black people don't smoke weed. I'm not a weed head. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any drugs. So how's that going to help me? How's that going to help me in a system of white supremacy? How's that going to help me, fight these white supremacists and fight these anti-black racist immigrant groups? How's that going to help me? It's not. So she can keep her little BS plan for black men. It's not going to do anything for us. A bunch of nothing burger, a bunch of word salad. It's terrible. And I'm not voting for no Kamala Harris. I'm not a Democrat. I'm really not a Republican. I'm an independent. I really want black people, foundational black Americans, to have their own political party so we don't have to vote for no Republicans or no Democrats. But, if I had to pick the lesser of two evils, I had to go for Donald Trump, even though, he's a white supremacist and, promotes white supremacy. But, at least he'll, he says he's going to do some mass deportation. At least that'll help. That'll free up for some of these kids out here to get some of these jobs during the summer times and alleviate some of the anti-black racism coming from the minority groups. So that'll help. But that's really the only consolation prize of voting for Trump. I mean, mass deportation. Hopefully he does it. If he doesn't do it, then ain't no reason to vote for him. So both the Republicans and the Democrats ain't going to give us our reparations. I want my check. And they ain't gonna give me one. So what's the reason to vote for either one of the parties? Black people need to stop going for that political con game of the Democrats and Republicans. Both of them the same, because they both of them be jumping ship. One time they be Republicans. Donald Trump used to be a Democrat back in the 80s and 90s. Now he's a hardcore Republican. Come on, man. People be jumping ship left and right. So you can't really hang your hat on somebody being a Democrat or Republican. They really can't. But this BS plan for Kamala Harris is not going to do anything for foundational black American men. We need resources and we need our reparations. She gave us our reparations check. That'll alleviate all the BS, Every black person get $300,000, $400,000 a pop. Shit, that'll alleviate everything. All the problems black people got right there. I can live off that money. I can just put it up. I'm not gonna go out there and buy no BS. I'm not gonna go out there and buy no rims, no Jordans, none of that BS that some of these anti-black racist folks want to think that black people gonna do with that money. I'm not gonna do nothing with that money but put it up in my bank account. I'm not gonna go out there and buy no expensive cars. I'm not gonna do none of that BS. That money's gonna stay in my bank account. And whatever stuff I need to pay for, I'm gonna use that money. I'm not gonna go out there and mess my money off buying bullshit. That money's gonna be in my bank account for the rest of my life. But like I said, this plan is not gonna do anything for black people. We need the Democrats to give us our reparations. They want black people to vote for the Democrats to bring all these illegal immigrants over here to replace black people in the workforce. Give us our reparations check. I need my check. There's been Motor Pimp down on the